Greetings, people. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger yet again on another episode of the Enlightenment series.
Don't be compensated, both be responsible.
I
But
should
let's
what?
not be like we're having a discussion that you failed to do it.
I should what?
Please,
Me, I'm
I
not.
don't want it to look like you failed to do this thing for him.
No.
Do this without involving him, but to change the narrative. Then let me be the one to tell him to compensate you for doing that for him. But
Unfortunately.
hold me responsible. You have always asked me to do things for you, and I do without asking, giving you conditions. Can you do this for me? I do it for you without caring the consequences. Because of the love I have for you. Love can bend any rule. If you really truly love me, do this for me. If I'm really the one that who can tell you to do something and you do it, then do this one for me. Get on the Tochini's case right now. Do it for me. I do not want Suleman to pay you to do this. I want you to do this. Let him appreciate it.
If it was you, I was gonna do it without
Are
even
you
a doubt.
listening to me? You expect me to do people's cases without me even knowing who they are, and I do it. Can I ask you? This is the first time I'm asking you to do something. Can you do it?
What are your reasons? What are your reasons?
My reason is because I do not want Maureen to feel that she's winning. I hate Maureen.
So you want me to do this whole thing just to spite Moren?
That's what I want you to do.
Come on, you are manipulating facts now.
I want to manipulate facts right now.
You can't have this bend up aggression towards Maureen and just want me to bury Maureen or to defend Suleman simply because you want to spite Maureen. This is beyond Maureen.
Okay, so me that went out of my way to do things for you, to protect you, not minding the consequences, you're calling me a fool.
No, I'm not calling you a fool.
So I cannot ask you for a favor.
You can ask me for a favor, but the favor that you're asking me to go all the way.
I'm asking you for this one. I am asking you for this one. That's the only favor I would ever ask you. And I will owe you for it for the rest of my life.
To go, this case is big and you know it. For me to just go out of my way.
Don't go on it on Otobo. Go on it on Dr. Chidi. It's a different narrative entirely. It's a fresh case.
Now think about it. I'll process it and I'll let you know.
If you don't do anything now, if you don't change the narrative, now I want to tell you the implication.
So, based on the short snippet that you just listened to, of course, I'm going to pause for you the entire conversation, which I want you to pay attention to. And I want you to listen to the end so that you can get some sort of clarity of the role that Madam Ogala had in this whole case of the Enlightenment series and the reason why she was placed in the midst of this Enlightenment series to do what she had to do. But she's also someone that is ambitious. She also had, to be tactical and to be creative and to to improvise on her entire job description because what she was mandated to do, her specific roles or duties in this Enlightenment series, or the main reason she was deployed on this mission was to bring Prof X to Nigeria, was to fall in love with Prof X. All these other things that she ended up doing, it was out of her own greed and it was out of her own, 419 tendencies. So the conversation I will let you listen to, and based on the short snippet that you listened to, as you hear here, this was the period when Stefan Otobo, if most of you know Stefan Otobo came out again and he was talking about Johnson Suleman. And she was being also fueled by Maureen, the frustrated UK blogger from from UK, but she's Nigerian. They were running narratives at that time, and they were posting, and it was going viral, that case of Otobo. So Chioma came to me again. I don't know if she came to me first or she went to Suleman first. And then to me, she came with a proposal to say, Prof X, what Otobo is saying, it's a lie. Otobo is lying. Everything that Otobo is talking about is not true. Change the narrative. Tell a different perspective. And the question is, the issue is, she wanted me to change a narrative. But how she wanted me to change the narrative is what I was not comfortable with. Not that she wanted me to change the narrative with lies or anything. She wanted me to bring this brother from Canada called Dr. Chidi, to come and explain how he feels about Stephen Otobo, or to come and explain his experience with Stephen Otobo. What this was going to do, it was more or less going to exonerate Suleman. Because everything that I don't know what Dr. Chidi was going to say, but based on the discussion that Chioma had with Dr. Chidi, she was convinced that whatever that Dr. Chidi will come and talk about or present to my platform will kind of cushion or make this case of Johnson Suleman and Stephen Otobo lighter. Because Dr. Chidi was the first man who ran this case of Stephen Otobo before the UK blogger came on to take it and spoil it. Because it was spoiled entirely by Maureen. That's why Stephen Otobo ended up coming again to say Maureen tricked me. She manipulated me. She used me. Because Maureen ended up cashing out with that case of Stephen Otobo without helping Stephen Otobo. So Chioma here was saying, do this. Once you do this, bring Dr. Chidi on your platform. Let Dr. Chidi explain to you what he will explain to you about his relationship with Stephen Otobo. And that was meant to shift the attention of people from the case of Stephen Otobo as it was going with Maureen. And people now will pay more attention and beam more light to the version or to the narrative of Dr. Chidi. And the reason why she wanted this to be done was so that she can go to Suleman and say, Suleman, look at what I did. Give me money. I spoke to Prof X, and Prof X said they want this amount of money. So give me now. He did this for you. He did damage control for you. To her, he should be going to say it's damage control that Prof X did for you. And in a way, Suleman will pay her. I don't know whatever amount that she'll mention to Johnson Suleman. And in the process, she'll make money. And she'll come into Prof X and say, Prof X, we've secured the bag. We've pulled the trigger. That was the game that she was playing in this whole thing. And for her to be able to do all this, she had to make the Omotos also believe, like I mentioned in my previous episodes, that Suleman is paying me. I'm on Suleman's payroll. It's not only her who drove that narrative, also Maureen, the UK-based blogger. She has also peddled this narrative that I'm being financed by Suleman. I'm being given money by Suleman to be exposing Jeremiah Omoto for fame. That's a blue lie. Omoto, if you're watching, if Okafo told you this, if Chioma told you this, if Maureen, if you believe the Maureen narrative, that is a lie. There are only 2 times that I spoke to Suleman on the phone. 2 times. The first time was when the very first time was when the case of Otobo came out. And the cousin told me that, brother, I saw you posted a video, but it's not true. What Otobo is saying is not true. Please, can you hear my father's side of the story? Can you hear what he has to also say? I just want you to also hear his side of the story so that you can balance the story. And he put us on a 3-way call. Suleman explained whatever that he explained, and he asked questions that he asked. I asked him questions that I asked him. And those very same questions were also asked by Cassie on live. And all this while I've been waiting for Otobo to also answer those questions. After Otobo answered those questions, that's when I was going to be game on this case of Otobo. The second time he called me was when Cassie was arrested by Omoto for fame. After Stephanie and the Chiomas had peddled lies again that everything I'm doing is being financed by Suleman. And this time he was calling me to say, please, can you leave this man alone? Please don't talk about Omoto Fofin. You have gone too hard on this man. It's been too much. Can you just please pardon him for a while? Can you give him a break? And I told you, my brother, I'm not fighting your brother or whoever you call him. I have nothing against him. I'm just fighting for justice for this case of baby testimony. And then he acted like he did not know the case, but that's what I explained to him, that there's no personal vendetta here. I'm not trying to attack Jeremiah Omoto. I have no reason to. I'm fighting for baby testimony, not fighting Omoto for fame. If Omoto for fame does the right thing to help us locate baby testimony, if he has nothing to do with it, I'll never mention his name. That call was not even more than 2 minutes. Those were my 2 conversations I had with Suleman. And people have been asking, why not talking about Suleman? Why not bringing Suleman out? Bring me victims, bring me cases. I have not refrained from referring to Suleman as a charlatan. He's still a charlatan. He's one of them. They are the same. When did I come to say, oh, I finally discovered that Suleman is different? So don't allow what these people say, like especially Maureen. She's the one that drove this narrative across the board. When the ordinary president, if you can hear Ahmad Issa saying Maureen is frustrated, some of you might not understand what Mr. Muhammad Issa meant. Maybe we need to assist a sister. Let's find, there are so many men watching me here, please. Let's help a sister out. Maureen needs marriage. Okay, that's not the topic. Let's get our sister a boyfriend. But that's not the topic of the conversation. We'll get into it as more as he demonstrates a frustration on this case of baby testimony. The purpose for which I'm doing this video, I wanted you to listen to the entire conversation. When Chioma was literally begging me to change the narrative or to protect or to defend Suleman using Dr. Chidi. And after that, she wanted to go and monetize that defense from Suleman. She wanted to go and demand money from Suleman. She was literally saying, please, just do this for me. And I'll call Suleman and I'll ask him to compensate you. So she was literally seeing me. I was actually giving her power in these circles of charlatans, whereby she can go to all of them and say she knows Prof X. Indeed, she made me speak with all of them. Asking when they were actually giving me their side of the stories. But me speaking with them does not mean that I'm compromising. They have the right to also give out their side of the story. So that when I come here with a case that we are fighting for, it's balanced. Unlike Maureen does not give both sides of the story, both sides of the coin. She runs with the one that suits her best, which is the biggest flaw with most Nigerian bloggers. Most of them, they do this to monetize it. Unlike Mr. PDT, I'm not coming here to drive a narrative. I'm coming here to just expose the truth and seek justice for those who are vulnerable. So I want you to listen to the entire conversation when Chioma Johnson, Mama Doris Ogala was begging me, literally begging me, please defend Suleman, please fight for Suleman, and you give us money. Tomorrow you will hear saying that prophets was sending me to go and demand money or to go and blackmail these false prophets. Mr. PDT is still the captain of this ship. As you observe me, as you watch me right now, you're watching a master at work. So listen to the conversation.
This is the only favor I've ever asked you to do for me. And if you don't do it, I'll feel bad. You have Suleman's number. Call him and say that I asked him. I'm persuading you to do this. If you want to. He didn't approach me. I called him myself. We had arguments. But I told him, I feel bad what is happening to you. It took him time to listen. It's not about anything. I have no affiliation with Suleman. I don't care what happens to him. But this time around, I feel bad about it. You have his number? You can call him and say that I am the one persuading you to do this.
My dear, let me tell you something. Me, I never feel sorry for these people. I never feel pity for these people. These people have destroyed many lives. This is the only first life that is coming out to fight for itself. So I'm not even remotely attached to all these people that are exposing them or whatever. So I have no emotions involved in cases of Suleman.
But you don't. But you have emotions with me, right?
Yeah, I have emotions for you. You understand? So even if people start hitting on Suleman 24/7, I don't care. I'm not
Let
attached to
Suleman
Suleman.
live on my lifeline. Do
Yeah?
it. Put my lifeline and do it.
I should what?
Take my own lifeline and do it. Dr. Chidi is being sidelined. Dr. Chidi's name was all over the social media. Why is it not being talked about?
But even if
Why
I'm
did this girl?
even if I
Dr. Chidi
bring
has
if I
videos
bring
of this
Sulu
girl.
if I bring Dr. Chid, it's still gonna exonerate Suleman in the process.
Love was me risking my name and my tribe out there. That's what love is. Love was me cutting your back anytime, anything. That's what love is. You don't have one single love and respect and regard for me. That's
No,
the
I love
truth.
you, but I really do though.
No, you don't. You don't. You don't know what love is.
I'll do anything for
Love,
you.
love does not exist in your dictionary. You don't know what love is. You don't even know what it means to love. You don't care. You don't trust no one. You don't even trust me.
What do you mean I don't trust you? I trust you.
I don't. Sorry. You've made it clear that you trust no one. So
No, but
deal
that
with it.
was
If you
you were
want to do it. If I
excluded.
cannot ask you to do something, then forget it. It's okay. Do your thing.
My love, ask me to
No
do anything,
problem.
I'll do it, but not this one of Suleman. I told
No,
you.
you told me when I want you to pull the trigger, you pull the trigger. You lied to me.
No, I'll pull the trigger on charlatans, not in defense of charlatans. So if I
No,
have to
but I
do
did
it,
not tell you to defend Jonathan. I only said run Dr. Chidi's side of the story.
the question is at what cost?
When you said you were gonna do it, were you gonna do it at any cost?
Yeah, it was going to satisfy me back then.
Satisfy who?
Me. I was gonna do it for my gratification, but now I don't need to satisfy myself or gratify myself anymore.
Suit yourself, do whatever you want. You own it. Do whatever you want. But I know that my heart is filled with compassion for people. And I hate when people are being oppressed. I even got in touch with you was when you were oppressed. And I hate it when people are being oppressed. Be
So
it
how
who,
is
irrespective of who is
how,
involved.
how is Zuluman being oppressed in a situation like
I don't care. He's being oppressed.
how is it being oppressed?
I don't care how you say it, but that's what it is.
How is that oppression?
And why did this story fly all this while? Why is it flying now? Don't you think that it's bankrolling on it?
And then tomorrow you come out and say Provex was blackmailing me. You- Hey, Oga, they must leave me. They must do their own damage control on their own. This is the high table. Yeah, you just don't come and say, I want you to do this for me. Ah, you know me. Do they know who they're talking about? An entire Prof X just start changing the narrative for someone out of the blue. They must respect themselves. For you to even accept those things on my behalf, it means you have no respect for me. For you to accept those lame conditions on my behalf, it means you don't.
Suleman did not give any condition. Suleman does not even trust me. That is the truth. He doesn't even trust me. I am not being trusted by anybody.
Except
Because you
me.
guys have made it look like I'm working for everybody.
Except me.
And
May
that
I
is not
trust you?
true.
May I trust you though?
of you made me look like that when I'm not even working for nobody. And you guys are just putting my name out there for nothing.
But
Today I had to scream at the masses and say, fuck you. I'm trying to help this guy and you are saying I'm recording you. Are you stupid? I recorded Maureen and Bisola because I knew they were recording me as well. But I didn't record, but I don't record Prof S. Because he told me he doesn't record me. You told me you don't do recording, and I'm not recording you. So why the fuck you think I will record? Are you stupid? I was angry. So nobody trusts me because they believe I am working for one. You also believe I'm working for Jeremiah. If I'm working for Jeremiah, will I beg you to protect Suleman? If I'm working for Suleman, will I be having an argument with Suleman? I'm not working for nobody. I don't give a fuck about this. I don't even know these people. I can get whoever I want to get their number. I keep telling you this from the beginning. But you guys keep thinking nonsense and nonsense and nonsense. You guys have this nonsense thinking I don't even understand. There's a lot of things that piss me off most times. I want to get off you guys most times. I want to just delete everybody out of my life and say, you guys should go to hell and die.
guys, we don't want to go to hell. Why do you want us to go to hell?
You're behaving like every other blogger. Now I see you, all of you are the same thing. You behave like Maureen, you behave like Jelly, all of you are the same thing.
I'm not a
Because
blogger.
I thought you were different, but
For
now
your
I
own
see you're not different.
information,
You're the same thing.
for your own information, I'm not a blogger. So don't mistake what I stand for a blogger. I'm the most premium activist in Nigeria at the moment. So be careful when you mention my name and call me a blogger.
I want you to know one thing. I've asked you for one favor in my life since I met you, and you denied me that favor. And I will never ask you for any favor again.
Okay, I've muted it. I've muted the call. So the favor that she's asking me to do for her
You see this your Prof S
is
that
to
tells you that he loves me.
protect
Maybe you
Suleman.
say that you don't like him anymore,
She wants
right?
me to protect
I don't know.
Suleman.
I like him anymore. Oh, that's the truth. I'm just trying to tell you now. You can tell him, and that's it. I'm not talking to him again. He doesn't love me. He doesn't care about me. He's been lying to me. Take the phone and talk to him while I do what hold the phone for me. Talk to him. Say hello to him. That's his thing. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, are you?
I'm young, rich, and famous.
So what happened? You say you don't love her anymore.
No, me, I love her. I don't know why she feels like I don't love her.
You love her.
She's my everything. She's my heart. She's my heart. She's my liver. She's my pancreas.
And I asked him to do something
She
and he
means
can't do it.
everything.
Wow.
She means everything to
They
me.
grant her request now. She asked you to do something for her.
I'm
Why not
asking
do
him
it
to
for
do
her?
something and he refused to do it.
If she asks,
That
when I'm
love is
talking to
blind.
her, when I'm
Love can
talking to
control
her,
you.
when I'm
Love
talking
makes
to her,
you
I'm always on my
confess and
knees
do shit.
because I honor her.
I understand. Just please grant her request, please. Yeah.
Whenever I hear your voice, I start licking the earpiece on my phone because that's how much I'm connected to her.
Whenever he hears your voice, don't make his earpiece.
Don't mind him, he's a liar. That guy has
Wow, really? Wow, so much.
I'm telling
Please
you,
grant her request. I beg you.
her voice is sweetness to my
his
ears.
phone. He's tired. Yes, she's giving me back the phone because she knows you're lying.
What do you mean? I'm being legit. I'm being honest. That's how I feel about you. So that was it. That's Chioma Johnson, aka Doris Ogala. Now she's making a request. Suleman's case is on the heat right now. His case is burning everywhere. Here she's asking me to defend Johnson Suleman, on the case of Otobo that is going viral on social media platforms. You see, I want to know the depth of their relationship with Suleman. And I want to know her agenda on this whole case because everyone has been talking about Chioma Johnson. I'm sure Johnson Suleman, Chioma Johnson. I don't know where she got that from. So hey, I'm sure she wants to use me and talk in light of Suleman. No, Suleman is a good man. Suleman is this, and change the narrative. And then she will go to Suleman and say, no, I asked prophets to do it. So now you have to compensate him. Now you have to appreciate him. You have to pay him. But for you to pay him, you have to come through me. Prophet said he wants 500,000 US dollars. I think that's how she makes the money. And then she will take that $500,000. You feel me? And maybe to me, she'll come and give me 10,000 or 20,000 or 20,000 or 100,000. Ha, Nigeria, I don't know. You can't trust anyone. People is begging the way she is trying to manipulate me and psychologically manipulate me. Do this for Suleman. I've also been helping Ruth. I've been doing A, B, C, D, and E for Ruth. This is the only favors I have asked for you. What's her interest? If she's not working for Suleman, she either wants money from Suleman. She either wants to blackmail Suleman to say, look, Prof X did this for you. Prof X did this. Do you think I will go on my platform and start saying Suleman is a man of God? Or start saying Otobo is lying? Me. I don't know if Otobo is telling the truth, but me going to change the narrative for Suleman. I'm going to push her. If she's going to call me again, tell her, listen, make Suleman pay first. Because we can't keep making these accusations and allegations without proof. The willingness of him to pay, if he is going to pay, then we know he's guilty of everything that Otobo is saying. Why would he want to pay if he's not guilty, if he does not know about these allegations or accusations? These are your prophets. And on the other end, we have Chioma, who's trying to play 419 here. She was trying to make a living. It's embarrassing. Okay, so today's date is what? Let's ask Siri. Because me, I always love to confirm with Siri.
Go ahead.
What's today's date?
It's Monday, the 9th of May, 2022.
What time is it? What time is it?
It's 18:55.
What day is it?
It's Monday, the 9th of May, 2022.
What time is it?
It's 18:55.
So that's Siri that I'm talking to. To those of you that will need confirmation of the dates and time of when this is happening. Women, is it the love of money that causes you to do all these things? So it's Mr. Pull the Trigger. Till I check you again on the next episode of the Letterman series. The conspiracy theories. Hey, ziyakhala ke manje. I'm out. So as you heard what you heard, at least now you know. Now you know where Mr. PDT stands. The day you will hear these prophets coming out to say Prophet is a blackmailer, is a blackmailer, man. Just ask them to prove it, to show you something that can prove that I'm blackmailing them. I'm not blackmailing anyone, people. I just want to enlighten you, to make you people see the light, to know what goes on behind the closed curtains. I don't need money from these people. I don't need their money, not even a kobo. Now that they've tried all the possible damage control strategies, what's next? Chioma was their last line of defense. Now that I've overcame that one, what are they going to do next? I don't want you to think for a minute that we've put the case of baby testimony on hold. We haven't. But we have to address these things so that when we proceed, there are no distractions. Any small things that comes by, it needs to be dealt with. If we deal with it accordingly, it will never rise again. Especially this Ogala. We have to Ogala rise her until she knows her place. Anyone that plays around with this case, they'll always suffer the consequences. Don't try this case of baby testimony. When we are trying to talk about other scandals tomorrow, yeah, you can come and do this damage control. But this case of baby testimony, mess with it and you'll be disgraced. So with that being said, I'll check you out on the next episode of the Enlightenment series. I'm out.